if you can just learn to stop and listen and ask the right questions, and then feed back to them what you think they're saying, because we live in our own heads, and quite often we're guessing what other people have in their own heads, and that's a dangerous place to be, to assume.
So my understanding is we have about 1,000 words a minute in our mind.
Yep.
And at most we can say 100 of them out loud. So if we realize that as humans, we're constantly filtering, and we're not very good at that. And that's quite tiring. But then someone says something and we give their words a lot of weight, and we hold it as, truth. Like, you said this. Well, yeah, that was their best attempt at taking what was in their mind and saying it out loud. And maybe at in a moment where they're stressed or frustrated. And so they're really not, doing a good job. But I think the grace that we can give people is to start to open up into wondering what they're trying to say, whether they're doing it effectively or not, and letting go of the words they're choosing and noticing the tone of their voice, the speed of their voice, and what are they getting at. And if we pay more attention to that, and like you're saying, use active listening skills of like, okay, I'm not going to assume I know what you're getting at. I'm going to say, what I think you're saying is ... Yeah, so helpful.
That is very, very important to do that. In other words, that is tentative active listening, and that becomes, I find it very, very powerful. The other thing that I've discovered too, for me, in terms of listening, was when we talk to people, we look at their face. I think what I've learned is just look at their eyes and make a note of what color they are.
Yeah.
And then you are much more present, because to be a powerful communicator and listener is you need to be very present and not be thinking about the next sentence you're going to say, but come back with them. So I think you're feeling like this. In other words, you could be tapping into the emotion of where they are, rather than the words that you said 1,000 words in your head, only 100 are said. So
that's such a good trick. Yes. What color is that person's eyes? Yeah. This is really easy when I'm doing warm-up exercises with executive teams. So if we're at a strategy session, I do warm-up exercise, like let's get to know each other a little bit and do active listening. And they're really good at it. What I hear you saying is ... And then I say, okay, now let's pivot to talking strategy. Can you still hold the same quality of listening? And it gets so hard for people once they have an opinion on the topic. Yeah, but it's good practice.